Hi, my name is Evan Lovering, and welcome to my presentation about insider cyber attacks. So, quick introduction. What makes insider cyber attacks unique is that their ability to get as close as possible to the target, obviously because they're inside of the organization, so they have a lot easier access than some on the outside would. Some common goals for insider attacks would be financial gain, espionage, and information theft. The targets would be critical infrastructure and leaking of confidential data. And so, like I said just a second ago, but what makes them unique? So, cybersecurity usually focuses on threats coming from outside forces, and obviously, this threat's going to be coming from the inside, since insider threat. So, some supportive evidence. So, the average cost per incident is going to be just under $500,000. And the total cost in 2020 is just under $12 million, and that's going to be up 31% from the past 2 years. So it's an attack that is going to be on the rise. It's going to always keep on increasing. In 2020, corporations rated insider fraud as being the most prevalent cyber threat. So it's going to be companies kind of spying on each other to try to get a advantage. So some impact of insider threats is going to be lack of privacy from citizens, from possible personal data being released, as well as a fear of Fourth Amendment violations. This was an example in the Snowden leak when he was the insider, and he leaked a bunch of NSA documents about how they conduct surveillance on United States citizens. So this was brought to light, and that was one of the impacts of it, is that citizens are feared or scared of the government listening to what they're saying. It's kind of like a lack of privacy, basically. And then on the other side, also having to do with Snowden, it's a breach of national security because they gave away how the U.S. conducts surveillance. So the creation of new government policy is the only way to prevent future attacks. That's a good impact for it. So this policy, Executive Order 13587, created a National Insider Threat Task Force. So it basically lays out all the best practices in addressing mitigating insider threats. It's risk assessments, a secure work culture, and positive policies. The only issue is that the private sector does not have to meet the same standards. So the issue with the last slide is that most of our critical infrastructure is going to be in the private sector, and that's going to be a target of insider threats. So if the private sector can't hold up to the same standard, then it's still going to be a good chance that insider threats are going to be carried out. And then my last slide is just my citations, and thank you for listening.